Let's talk about neck pain. A lot of it's down to poor posture. You've got some muscles tighter than others. You've got rounded shoulders pulling all this weight down on the neck, which kind of forces the head forward a little bit. So we want to kind of think about this structure as trying to keep the chin drawing in so the back of the neck is nice and long, and you want to make sure that you don't overstretch. Avoid all of these holding passive stretches. They'll just make the tight muscles worse. What I like to do is mobilize and then do a little bit of fascia release. So let's start by bringing the hands behind the back. This just allows you to try to open the shoulders and create a bit of space to move the neck. Then what I tend to do is go ear to shoulder, big breath in, and then turn the head to look into the armpit. And then look over the shoulder without turning the whole torso, lift the chin and back to center. So you're just testing each range of movement, noticing where the pulls are, what feels tight, and back. We'll do that one more time. So we're going to go ear to shoulder. We're going to go chin to armpit. Over the shoulder behind you, lift the chin. Back to center, ear to shoulder, down into the armpit, and over the shoulder, lift the chin, and release. So a lot of the computer posture, and if you've just generally a bit of a sloucher, will force the head forward. So you get this chronic tightness over here, and actually these muscles kind of shorten a little bit. So what we want to do, they become quite weak as well, is you want to find your collarbones. I hope this microphone doesn't get too noisy for you. Just below the collarbones, ideally not with a lot of cream or oil on your skin, you're going to take your fingertips and you're going to pin that fascia and muscle down. And then you're going to look up, stretching the front of that neck, and then look down. And up, and down. And again, you want to try hold and pin that fascia and muscle down as much as you can. And up and down. Now, you're going to pin it down. You're going to look up and you're going to swipe your head across. And then you're going to go chin to shoulder, chin to ceiling. Now, you might feel that pulling around the jaw, maybe even up into your ear. And you can play around. You can move the fingers a little closer towards each other and do the same kind of movement. Again, you'll feel the pulling closer to the throat if you're really tight, and then back to center. Pull the skin down, look up, swipe across the ceiling, and then down and up and down and up. And again, you can play around. You can move the hands further along so you get more towards that part of the neck, but you can get really tight around that throat as well. So that's one kind of release. If you're feeling the pulls more around this area, especially because of a slouchy shoulder, you want to go above the collarbone. So, above the collarbone, I like to use the opposite hand with two little fingers. You press down the skin and slide it towards the shoulder as you turn your head and return, and turn and return. So you're kind of pinning down some of those muscles to kind of open up that lateral side of the neck. You can also pin it down and then look up and down, same thing. And again, side, up, down. And you want to keep that in and out motion. Don't just hold it passively there. Let's do the other side, opposite hand. And then you're going to look and back. And look, and you want to feel it pulling kind of here, maybe up around the ear, the back of the ear, the jawline if you're really tight. And it's really good at kind of shifting any adhesions or tightness around that area. Again, you can go up and down and return. Pin it down, turn up and down and back. And you can do this as often as you like. One thing to avoid is coming right here. That's a bit too delicate, and don't push down too hard because you've got a lot of lymphatic drainage. You've got nerves and arteries that run underneath the collarbone. So get that position above the collarbone a little closer to kind of the ending of this trapezius towards the shoulder joint. And again, you'll feel where the end of that muscle is. Just hold it down and then kind of stretch it and keep it dynamic for an effective neck release.